everyone, welcome to Arpita Sharma classes. Welcome to the 6 days ethics crash course that we have started. This is day number 6. आज है आपका last day, that is day number 6 of this lecture. However, for your answer writing, the course has not stopped yet. Those who have enrolled in this batch, they will be enrolled till 22nd of October because I have a mock test planned for those students, and students who have enrolled in this batch, they have to attend the 22nd October ka mock test. I will share the details on the Telegram group as well. Okay, let's get started then. So today we are studying about the very important aspect of ethics. Why ethics? What is ethics? I'm going to share something with you after knowing this information, after grasping this information, you will no longer ratify or cram anything related to philosophy or ethics or essay paper. Okay? आज जो मैं शेयर करने जा रही हूँ ना आपके साथ, उसको जानने के बाद आप रट्टाफिकेशन छोड़ दोगे. That's my promise to you. Okay? Let's start. देखो, first let's understand the principle, the key principle of ethics. See, we have understood so far in the previous 5 lectures that ethics in Greek means ethos, which means habit or character or customs. Okay, so basically in our clear and simple understanding, ethics are the set of principles. Principles, what are they? Something that you follow in life, something that keeps you disciplined, something that keeps you moral in life, right? जिसके कोई प्रिंसिपल नहीं होते वो लाइफ को उतना डिसिप्लिन के साथ नहीं जीता. द वन हु डज नॉट फॉलो एनी प्रिंसिपल, राइट, ही डज नॉट लिव लाइफ ऑन द करेक्ट टर्म्स, राइट, ही डज नॉट लिव लाइफ विद द करेक्ट माइंडसेट. So principles, they guide us to what to do and what not to do, which is acceptable to the society and even acceptable to you as a human being. There are some things which we do not accept. For example, we do not accept cheating, we do not accept disloyalty, dishonesty, right? Anybody, if you ask them, they will not accept disloyalty or cheating or fraud, etc. Why? Because those are their principles. So similarly, ethics basically are those kind of principles that we follow in life that tells us what to do and what not to do, that tells us or makes us live life more peacefully. ओके, तो प्रिंसिपल्स, ऐसे प्रिंसिपल्स जो हमें शांति से जीवन जीने का मौका दें, उनको हम बोलते हैं एथिक्स. फॉर एग्जांपल, if someone is saying that I have this principle in life that I will not accumulate material wealth beyond a certain limit, okay, or I would not get attached to a certain person or to certain emotions. These are also principles. Why that person is adopting these principles? To have a peaceful mindset, to have a balanced, peaceful, स्टेबल लाइफ. कुछ लोग होते हैं ना, ओवर अटैचमेंट में अपना माइंडसेट, अपना पीस ऑफ माइंड खो देते हैं, तो इसीलिए वो अपना प्रिंसिपल लाइफ का बनाते हैं कि हम किसी से अटैच्ड नहीं होंगे. तो इसीलिए हर ह्यूमन बीइंग सिर्फ सोसाइटी के लिए प्रिंसिपल फॉलो नहीं करता, अपने शांति के लिए प्रिंसिपल फॉलो करता है. एवरी ह्यूमन बीइंग, यू आस्क देम, दे आर नॉट फॉलोइंग अ सेट ऑफ प्रिंसिपल्स और डिसिप्लिन्स इन देयर लाइफ जस्ट टू प्लीज द सोसाइटी. नो, they are following those principles or values so that they can live a mentally peaceful life. Okay, so ethics is the systematic study of human actions from the point of view of their rightfulness or wrongfulness. So whatever actions you do from the perspective of what is right and what is wrong, that study is called ethics. उसको हम ethics बोलते हैं. For example, a particular human being invests money. Okay, whatever salary he is getting, he is investing it further in mutual funds or stocks or RDs or PPFs, etc. Whatever the source of his investment is. And the other person, he is getting the salary and he is just spending the salary on luxurious items, on mobile phones, other gadgets, PS4, Xbox, clothes, shoes, watches, belts, etc. He is not spending the money, right? So when we study these two people, we know that investment is a good option because future is unpredictable. Anything can happen in the future. So if you are getting some money, you tend to invest it so that in future you can reap the results. That is a right activity. The other person, he is getting the salary and he's spending entire salary within the month on things which are not going to be useful in the future, right? So that is a wrong activity. So when we study these two activities from the perspective of rightfulness and wrongfulness, that is known as ethics. ओके, जब हम इन दोनों इंसानों की एक्टिविटी को इस पर्सपेक्टिव से पढ़ेंगे, समझेंगे कि राइट क्या है, रॉन्ग क्या है, तो उस स्टडी को हम एथिक्स बोलेंगे. नाउ यू अंडरस्टूड व्हाट इज एथिक्स. दिस इज द बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ एथिक्स. नाउ लेट्स नो मोर अबाउट एथिक्स. Now we know ethics is about what is right and what is wrong. So what is ethics not about? हमको पता है ethics क्या है, कि right क्या है और गलत क्या है. तो ethics क्या नहीं है, ये समझना जरूरी है. Ethics is not religion. Some people think that ethics is a part of religion, right? Entering this temple is not good, entering worshipping that deity is not good. This is also ethics. No, ethics is not religion. Religion is your personal choice. Ethics is not religion. Ethics is not following the law. वो भी नहीं है ethics. If there is a wrongful law which has been passed and you are not following it, that does not mean you are unethical. Okay? Ethics is standing for what is morally correct, even if you have to go against the government for it. For example, Mahatma Gandhi ji underwent the civil disobedience movement. He broke the law, right, by producing salt on the beach. So you cannot say that his actions were unethical. No, he was standing up for what was right. He was against what was wrong. So ethics is not following the law. Ethics is not following culturally accepted norms. If a culture is, accepting this kind of norm that a woman will always cover her face while stepping out in the society, that is not ethical. So if you are following that blindly, that norm blindly, that means you are also unethical. Ethics is standing for what is morally, humanly correct. Ethics is not likes or dislikes. I don't like it, so this is unethical. Some people say, "Are eating non-veg is not right. This is unethical." Some people say, "Are why are you on a plant-based diet? This is also not right. So this is unethical." No, ethics is not based on your likes and dislikes, because likes and dislikes are your personal choices. Some people like to eat non-veg. Some people do not like to eat plant-based diet. You cannot force anyone. That is their personal choice. So ethics is not, these kind of lowly things. ये छोटी छोटी चीजें ethics नहीं होती है कि मुझे क्या पसंद है, क्या ना पसंद है, कि हमारी सोसाइटी में क्या रूल्स बन गए हैं, ठीक है, या फिर गलत लॉ भी बना हुआ है उसको भी मैं अंधाधुंध फॉलो करूंगा क्योंकि मैं गवर्नमेंट को के अगेंस्ट नहीं जा सकता. ये एथिक्स नहीं है. एथिक्स इज नॉट मोरालिटी. एथिक्स इज इवन नॉट मोरालिटी. आप, बिकॉज मॉरल वैल्यूज ऑल्सो वेरीज पर्सन टू पर्सन. कुछ लोगों के लिए फ्रॉड करना ही मोरालिटी है, कुछ लोगों के लिए फ्रॉड इमोरालिटी है, कुछ लोगों के लिए शादीशुदा होते हुए भी गर्लफ्रेंड बनाना मोरालिटी है, कुछ लोगों के लिए वो मॉरल नहीं है. Right? Now I have heard these days there is a concept of open marriage also. Just now I met a friend, okay, and he told me that his friend is in an open marriage. They both the girl and the boy are married, but they are in an open marriage. That means the boy is having his own girlfriend and the girl is having her own boyfriend, and they have a child also. So I was shocked after listening to this concept. Open marriage, what is it? Okay, but for them that was okay, because that was one of their moral values. They said that this is, okay, morally we are very progressive, very futuristic, etc. But for me it was not correct. For me, I was thinking from the perspective of the child. That was not correct. So ethics is, I cannot say that this is unethical. No, that's their choice how to work their marriage, how to live their life. That's their choice. I cannot term it unethical. So ethics is also not morality. You can pick up these small examples from your own life. जैसे मैंने अभी आपको example दिया ना, I gave you an example. I came across this concept of open marriage. You can also pick up examples from your own environment. You just have to open your eyes. And that is how you will end up not cramming ethics, but understanding ethics. Ethics क्या है? Ethics is your life only. So you do not have to purchase a book to understand ethics. You just have to open up your mind, look, around you. Even you can learn ethics from your own parents, their activities on a daily basis. The shopkeeper in your neighborhood, your neighbors, your relatives, you can learn so much from them. What to do and what not to do, what is ethical and what is not ethical, what is ethics and what is not ethics. You can learn so much from by just observing the people around you. That is the essence of ethics, and that is what is being tested in the ethics का paper. That is why every year ethics का paper comes very easy. हर साल इसीलिए ethics का paper इतना easy आता है. You know that the students who are giving mains, they find a relief when they go to give GS paper 4, because all the other papers need cramming, right? But ethics is just open-heartedness, your own analytical skills, your discipline, your principles in life. That's it. So do not get scared of ethics. It's your own life. Ethics comes from a sense of justice. I told you, ethics means studying what is right and what is wrong, viewing situations from the perspective of right and wrong. So basically, why you are looking at right and wrong? in order to establish justice. So ethics originates from the sense of a human longing for justice. हम सबको justice चाहिए. All of us need justice. If somebody is taunting you, abusing you, or says harsh words to you, you automatically feel bad. Why? Because you think at that point of time that I was not wrong. Why this person is being hurtful towards me? So you want justice subconsciously कि मैंने तो कुछ किया ही नहीं, मुझसे ऐसे क्यों बात कर गया ये इंसान, right? If somebody hurts you, cheats you, or breaks your heart or breaks your mind, that in that particular point of time you feel that I need justice, मेरे साथ गलत हुआ है, and that is why you see the rightfulness and wrongfulness in that situation. And that is why you at that point of time you analyze what is wrong and what is right. Was I wrong? Was he right? Was she right? Right? So ethics comes from the sense of justice only. So we can say ethics is abstract and subjective in nature. That means it is affected by individual's emotion and perception. What is ethical for me might not be ethical for you. What is ethical for you might not be ethical for me. So ethics is not one particular definition that applies to everyone in every situation. No. Ethics is subjective in nature. It changes with the change in emotion of an individual. It changes with the change of perception of an individual. What is ethical for me today might not be ethical 2 years after 2 years. आज मेरे लिए जो ethical है हो सकता है 10 साल बाद वही चीज मैं unethical बोल रही होंगी. I might change my own definition of what is right and wrong based on my own emotion and perception. Understood? That is ethics. Now, what are the basic components of ethics, or what are the basic components of the essence of ethics? So, ethics के basic components क्या हैं? What are the parts that make up ethics? Components means parts, different parts. First, choices. I told you na, ethics is based on the emotion and perception of an individual. So what choice you make in your life, that ethics is dependent on that. For example, we are going to attach examples to everything from our daily lives only. I am not going to take big examples. We can even take simple examples from our environment, and UPSC needs reality, the rawness in you. UPSC does not want you to try to impress them. No. वो नहीं चाहते शोबाजी करो, इम्प्रेस करो, बड़े बड़े एग्जाम्पल कोट कर दो. करते हो तो अच्छी बात है, नहीं तो दे वांट यू टू बी सिंपल. Administrators are not hi-fi. They are very simple. Why? Because you are going to work on the field, and the society, the public in general is very simple. You will be posted in rural areas. You will be posted in Naxal affected areas. There is no showbazi or no, not such a culture to impress somebody. So you have to be very simple. And only then you can win the hearts of the people and you can administrate better. That is why your examples should be very mature and simple. Okay. So choices. How ethics is based on choices? Now for example, I'll just erase this thing. Okay. For example, there is a person, and I'm taking this example from my own life. मैं अपने खुद की life से example ले रही हूँ, ठीक है? So, and this is a real example. So back in 2021, my father was getting very ill. Okay, his liver was getting damaged and he was being admitted in the hospital. Before he was admitted in the hospital, it was around August that he was admitted. In the month of June or July, perhaps, right? I booked a flat, okay, and I wanted to surprise my father. Now what happened that when I booked the flat, and it was from a very well-known builder, that builder has a very huge online following, right? I would not name that builder. Very huge builder and very respectful, etc. And I came into contact with this company, and there was this member in his company. I'm going to name him X. Okay, and he, the owner of the company, that is the builder, this X, best friend of this builder. Okay, the builder who was very famous, very well known and respectful. X was the friend of builder. He was in all his pictures on Instagram and Facebook, etc. Even, in his blogs, etc. So I knew that person X from the social media handle of this builder. Okay, and he was regularly posting pictures with this friend, and he used to work in the same company. So I came in contact through his website, through the builder's website, and I came in contact with this ex person, and he assured me he sold, sent me some sample flats and videos, etc. And we talked on phone, etc. And I met him, and I, saw the flats, etc. The flat was wonderful. So to surprise my father, I gave the down payment for the flat, okay, to this person X. Now this person X, basically the next month, my father was admitted to the hospital. So I got very preoccupied with the hospital and with my own office, etc. I was very, very stressed because my father's condition was, he was going into coma, right? That was the condition of my father. So you can imagine what kind of emotional turmoil I was going through. Okay. And then recently I also underwent a breakup, a massive harsh breakup during the same period. So I was under double emotional stress at that point of time. Now, yes, of course, I have grown up from that period, right, from that trauma. But at that point of time, it was hard for me to focus. So I was looking at my father. I was moving on from this particular situation, and financially also I was working day and night so that I can support my family, because my father was was going into coma at that time. So there were 3 to 4 troubles that were, hounding over my head. And I trusted this person because of all the social media presence of this builder and the, words of assurance that he gave me. I gave the down payment. Now, then when my father came back, luckily he came back. Yes, he was deteriorating. Unfortunately, he's not with us right now. Okay. I was not able to save him. So now what happens that when he comes home, my father comes home, this person X, he starts vanishing. I tried to contact him. I tried to, ask him what is the progress, right, of the flat, etc., etc. How I'm going to, how I am supposed to give the rest of the payment, and what will be, and the, I've got the receipt also of this down payment. Now what to do? All those further steps I was in trying to contact him, and then one day he contacts me back. He says, "Ma'am, abhi there is time, right? Booking is going on, this and that. You are on the list. Don't worry. The flat, matlab, we'll be telling you the next further procedure, this and that, everything, matlab jo bhi baat thi, he was trying to delay." Now what happens, after 4 to 5 months, I contacted the builder himself through social media, and then he tells me that this person X has already left the company. He was not even working in the company when I gave him the down payment. And I told the builder that I gave the payment to your company, right, in the name of your company. How is it possible that you are not aware of all this, right? And it was a heavy amount, down payment amount was a heavy amount. Now this builder, I doubted this person also, this builder also, because he was trying to save X. In his messages and everything, he was trying to save this person X. So then I went to the police. I went with my friends. Luckily, I have a very nice group of friends, right? They supported me, and then we called the builder, we called X, and then I got back my down payment very fortunately. मुझे मेरा down payment मिल गया. But there is a thing that this person X told me that still stays with me. He called me and I was giving him the threat of the police, right? He called me up and he cried. And he told me, "Ma'am, why are you going to the police? Don't you understand that a person who is in financial crisis can do anything to help or support his family? So what I did to you was not bad. It was because I wanted to support my family. So why don't you understand my condition?" He was blaming me for going to the police. He was blaming me and he was shouting on the phone. He said, "Why don't you understand that I defrauded you because I wanted to support my family members?" And I was in shock. I told him, "Bhai, what are you saying? You are trying to defraud me. You are trying to run away with the money. And now when I am trying to, take the help of the police to get back my hard-earned money, you are blaming everything on me. What kind of a person you are?" So for him, defrauding me was his choice and that was ethical. उसके लिए मुझे चीट करना चॉइस उसकी थी और वो एथिकल था. फॉर हिम what he was doing was ethical because he was doing it to support his family. But for me it was unethical. So ethics depends on choices also. That is why it varies from person to person. You cannot force somebody your definition of ethics. Actions, again the same example. Actions also are the parts of ethics. Behavior, same example. They are the parts of ethics. Now another example I'll give you from my own life. Okay. Now my father, he basically, you can say that he was in a phase during 2016, in a phase where he was not on good terms with me. Okay. he was in a particular group of friends. He was his sangati, or you can say the surroundings, or the kind of friends he was with, they were not good, and that is why he was not in good terms with me or with my mother or siblings. Okay. Now he used to behave very rudely and harshly with us, very rudely, very violently, aggressively. And for him, what he was doing was correct, because in 2006, back in 2016, I was not earning anything. I was just preparing for my competitive exams, for my chartered accountancy exam. And he used to say that you are not earning anything, you are not doing anything, you are just giving these exams, right? So you are just trouble for us, etc. So he used to say these words to me. And according to him, his behavior was ethical. उनके लिए ना वो behavior ethical था, because he used to think that you are not earning anything, you are not doing anything, so you are of no use to us. But for me, that behavior was unethical. For me, I was just a, you can say 19-year-old girl who was trying to give an exam, and who just came out, right, of a college, who was in a third year of college. She was just coming out of her college. And this was a huge, you can say heartbreaker for me, when my own father is taunting me that I'm not earning anything. Okay, so I was clueless at that time. For me, it was unethical, but from his perspective, that was ethical. So behavior also is a part of ethics. Behavior is also a component of ethics. Okay, so these are the little examples that you can take from your life and you can quote in the paper. The more simple and real you are, the more marks you will fetch. The more hypothetical or showy you become, the less marks you will get. Okay. Now, let us understand some of the sources from which we can derive our own definition of ethics. For example, if we go to the historic text, Ramayana, if you look, Sri Ram obeying his father, right? From that also we can learn about ethics. Ashoka giving up war and, attaining and moving on a peaceful journey of Buddhism. King Harshvardhan's charity and truthfulness. Gupta Empire का जो पूरा foundation था वो ethics पे based था. Ramayana and Mahabharata, ideal governance we learn from Ramayana and Mahabharata. स्पेशली रामायणा. निष्काम कर्म, अब आप राम राज्य के बारे में पढ़ते हो, दैट इज द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ आइडियल गवर्नेंस. निष्काम कर्म फ्रॉम महाभारता, without doing your duties without any without the worries of result or without any greed for result, that is निष्काम कर्म. ठीक है. देन गांधीयन एथिक्स. गांधीयन एथिक्स आर वेरी फेमस. अभी मॉडर्न टाइम्स में तो गांधीयन एथिक्स को सब फॉलो करते हैं. व्हाट इज गांधीयन एथिक्स? नॉन वायलेंस, स्वराज, right, satyagrah, sarvodaya. We will study this also, don't worry. So this is also Gandhian ethics, kind of ethics. Then we can learn ethics from our constitution, the principle of liberty, equality, fraternity, secularism. We can learn from that. Sikhism mein langar, you can see that anybody can come and they are going to feed them irrespective of their gender, caste or religion. That is also kind of ethics only. That is also rightfulness, brotherhood. Okay. Now let's understand belief. Now some people say that ethics is our belief. Ethics means what we believe in. No, that is also not ethics. Belief can, basically is your internal feeling or intuition or cognition. Basically, it is a part of behavior of a person. It is not a part of ethics per se, but behavior of a person. What you believe in, that is your personal internal emotion. It can change from 1 hour to another or 1 day to another. ऐसा नहीं है जो आपका बिलीफ सिस्टम है वो हमेशा सेम रहता है. वो आज कुछ है तो 2 घंटे बाद कुछ और हो जाएगा. बिलीफ बेसिकली स्टिमुलेटेड बाय द एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर्स. Okay, when you see a video, when you read about something, for example, if you haven't read Gita yet, okay, you have a different set of beliefs. Once you start reading and understanding Gita, you will have different set of beliefs. Okay, or once you see a movie, a spiritual movie, or you can say abusive movie, your beliefs will change. अभी movies आ रही है ना, KGF जैसी movies आ रही हैं, right? So belief system इन ऐसी movies को देखकर भी बन जाते हैं, right? और there is a movie ब्रह्मास्त्र movie, belief system उसको देखकर भी बन जाते हैं. So even whatever stimulus you are looking at externally, it converts into your belief system internally. For example, you read a particular news, your belief system will change according to that news. That is why it is said during your preparation, don't watch Aaj Tak or any other news channel. Why? Because your beliefs should be your own. It should not be stimulated by what is happening around you. And beliefs are not always true. ये मत समझना आपने जो belief बना लिया है वो हमेशा सच रहेगा. It changes because of the stimulus that you are getting from your outside environment. So belief can be peripheral also, that means weak, और कोर ऑल्सो, देर आर स्ट्रॉन्ग बिलीव्स ऑल्सो, कुछ स्ट्रॉन्ग बिलीफ सिस्टम भी होते हैं हमारे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ यू बिलीव इन दैट यूनिवर्सल पावर, दैट इज योर कोर बिलीफ, स्ट्रॉन्ग बिलीफ दैट yes there is someone which is higher than us, right? Or if you are believing in some con man or some guru, right, वो weak हो जाता है, then that belief is based on the magic that the guru can perform for you. So that would be a weak belief. If he cannot perform, fulfill your desires, you will not believe him. So these are the examples that you can take from your daily life. Please listen to me carefully when I am giving you examples. Okay. So we have understood all the important aspects of ethics in the previous lectures also. Transparency, then governance, then we studied about probity, attitude, aptitude, all of these things we have studied. Civil services, the role of civil servants, etc. Now let's understand the contribution of some of the most important thinkers and philosophers. We'll study 10 thinkers and philosophers जो कि repeatedly पूछे जाते हैं आपके previous year question paper में. They are repeatedly being asked. Okay, so let's study them. Now first of them is Thomas Hobbes. In the first lecture, if you remember, I mentioned about the definition of ethics from the perspective of Thomas Hobbes. अगर आपने बनाया है ना, notes बनाए हैं day 1 से, तो आपको पता होगा मैंने first lecture वाले दिन ना Thomas Hobbes के basis पे definition आपको बताई थी. ठीक है? So I am giving you a homework question over here, then we'll study about this philosopher. Please write it down, the homework question. Question is, briefly explain the moral philosophy of Thomas Hobbes sorry, and its relevance today. This would be a 10 marks ka question. That means 150 words. That means you will be given 2 pages to write the answer. Okay, in 2 pages only you have to write the answer, not more than 2 pages. So basically क्या है Thomas Hobbes के philosophy? Let's understand. First of all, you will you should know that Thomas Hobbes basically is an English philosopher. Okay, and there's a very famous philosophy by Thomas Hobbes which is known as social contract theory. Okay, social contract theory. Now it is based on the idea of egoism. It is based on the idea of egoism. As per Thomas Hobbes, when human beings are created, जब human beings को बनाया जाता है ना, when you are born, when you grow up, you are in the state of nature. Okay, so you are in the state of nature. When I say this, I mean that you do not initially follow any rules and regulations. When you are little child, matlab when you are born, then when you try to crawl on your knees, then you stand up. At that time, you don't know what is a government, what are the rules, laws and regulations. You do whatever you want to do. You run on the road, you don't follow any traffic rules. You don't want to. If you are on a cycle, you will not stop at the red light. You will just pedal away, right? If you're in a school, you will put your finger in your nose. You will not know that it is not good, right? It is not hygienic or this and that. You will just put your finger in your nose. Because you are in the state of nature, you are very innocent. You cannot be binded by rules and regulations. Right? That is why our teachers scold us, our parents beat us up or scold us, right? Or pinch our cheeks, etc. Why? Because we don't follow any law. Because we do not want to be bound. We are just nature. Nature क्या है? Nature को आप बांध नहीं सकते. You cannot bind nature. In the same way, humans are created. So in this state, अगर if people are not bound by the laws, they would do anything. They would have the right to do anything, right? And that would be wrong. That is why gradually people are imposed with laws and rules and regulations and restrictions, so that they would not turn against each other or they would not hurt the environment. क्योंकि जब लोग humans create होते हैं, nature की जैसे होते हैं, आप उनको बांध नहीं सकते. कुछ भी करते हैं, कुछ भी बोलते हैं, चिल्लाते हैं, हंसते हैं, भागते हैं रोड्स पर. उनको नहीं पता लेफ्ट और राइट देखकर चलना होता है सड़कों पर. उनको नहीं पता कोई चॉकलेट दे तो नहीं जाना. कुछ भी करते हैं बच्चे. तो इसलिए जैसे जैसे बच्चे बड़े होते हैं, पेरेंट्स और टीचर्स उनको रूल्स, रेगुलेशंस, लॉज बताते हैं ताकि बच्चे अपने आप को ही सेल्फ हर्ट ना करें. ठीक है, इसीलिए सोशल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट थ्योरी की बात हॉब्स ने की थी. Hobbes argues that if people are left on their own nature, that would result into a war against all. So in order to avoid it, people accede to a social contract to establish a civil society. For example, in a social contract, we have marriages, in a social contract, so that two people can be bound with each other, so that एक इंसान इधर उधर नहीं भाग रहा है, या एक इंसान इधर उधर कुछ भी करते हुए नहीं जा रहा है, तो उनको दो लोगों को बांध दिया जाता है, सो प्रॉपर फैमिली और प्लानिंग कैन बी डन. देन सोशल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो जाता है, टेम्पल्स बन जाते हैं, right? Then there are particular way of living that is established for middle class or lower class or upper class. Classes are built, right? Then professions are built, schools, institutions, hospitals are built. All these are part of social contract. Friendships are also part of social contract. किसके साथ दोस्ती करनी है, किसके साथ नहीं करनी है, आप अपने आप ही बनाने लगते हो. Why? So that a civilized society can be established. Banks are established, jobs are established, created, etc. So human beings, they are bound by these social contracts so that they can live in a civilized society. So as per Thomas Hobbes, society is a population beneath a sovereign authority. So first there is a sovereign authority, that is our government, and beneath this we have population, that is Janta, right? The citizens, to whom the sovereign authority is the authority to whom all the individuals in the society, they agree with, right? They say that okay, we accept that you are going to protect us. We accept that we will be bound by the laws created by you. Okay, that is known as social contract theory. Now, what is the moral philosophy of Thomas Hobbes? Now, when we talk about the social contract theory and its moral philosophical aspect, according to social contract theory, Hobbes is saying that sovereign authority is above us and we have to follow them. He is not saying that we can follow our own conscience. He is saying whatever laws this authority will impose, we have to follow it. But according to other thinkers, that is wrong. We cannot blindly follow the government. What if the government is imposing laws which are not good for us, which are not meant for our welfare? Right? So other philosophers, they used to say that Thomas Hobbes' social contract theory is not, basically it does not form the philosophical basis of modern day governance. It is not relevant today. Why it is not relevant? Because what is right and what is wrong should be decided by the emotion and conscience of person and not the government. हमारे लिए क्या सही है क्या गलत है, हमारी अंतरात्मा जानती है ना. गवर्नमेंट को हम कैसे बोल सकते हैं कि भाई तुम ही सब कुछ संभालो, तुम ही बताओ हमें क्या करना चाहिए. We can't tell the government, you tell us what to do. No. Then how will we use our own conscience then? This idea reverberates in the modern day governance. There is no concept of natural right in Hobbes' social contract theory. Social contract theory में ना natural right की बात ही नहीं की गई. However, we talk about natural right in our constitution. But there is no natural right in his theories. That is why his theory is not relevant today. Okay, concepts like civil disobedience and democracy, they are not justified by social contract theory, and that is why it is not relevant today. That is how you have to answer. First you have to explain social contract theory, okay, and then you have to explain how it is not relevant today. Now comes Immanuel Kant. Now you must all have heard about Immanuel Kant, right? आपने सब ने Immanuel Kant के बारे में ना सुना ही होगा आराम से. He was a German philosopher. Okay, and he prescribed a standard of rationality to which all the moral and rational agents are held. Now basically his theory places importance on the duty aspect rather than the consequence of action. So basically Nishkam Karma. He's talking about Nishkam Karma in ethics. That means you do your duty. Don't focus on the result or consequence. अपनी duty करनी है. Only focus on your duty. Don't focus on the consequence of your duty, of your hard work. If you are studying today, don't focus on, clearing this exam. Focus on today. What you have to finish today. Have you fulfilled your targets? You kept a target of, studying polity or studying current affairs. Did you finish that target? Don't think about becoming an IAS officer one day. Okay? That day it will come, in the future. But right now you are in the present. So if you are not following your targets properly, don't think about the result. Okay, just do your duty. Drop by drop, an ocean is created, right? And that is how ocean is. What is it? What is ocean? It's an accumulation of millions, trillions of droplets of water, right? Similarly, what you will become is the accumulation of your daily duties. आप क्या बनोगे, वो आपके डेली कर्मों का accumulation है. So if you are focusing on building yourself, building your career, one day you will stand on your feet without being dependent on anyone. But today you are not putting in efforts. तो फ्यूचर में क्या होगा? ऑब्वियसली आप कितना भी सोच लो मैं अपने इंडिपेंडेंट रहूंगा, नहीं हो पाओगे, क्योंकि आज आप वो काम कर ही नहीं रहे जिससे फ्यूचर में आप इंडिपेंडेंट हो सकते हो, राइट? That is the concept that Immanuel Kant followed. So just do today, whatever you can to sustain yourself. So future mein don't think about it. Automatically your karmas that you have put in today, they will help you. They will reap results, but don't think about the result today. He was one of the most enlightened thinker. So basically he used to think that it was possible to develop a consistent moral system by using reason. He also used to say that whatever you want to create, whatever morals you want to follow in your life, you can do that by reasoning. Don't blindly follow anything. A topper comes and says, I studied like this, I studied like that, 16 hours, 10 hours, or I studied for only 2 hours every day or 4 hours every day and yet I cleared the exam. Don't think that you will also have to study 2 hours only. The mindset of the topper or the brain of the topper must be different from you now. Not everyone is same. So the 2 hours that he is putting in might take you 16 hours or 10 hours or 5 hours or 6 hours, right? उसके 2 घंटे आपके 6 घंटे हो सकते हैं. तो भाई blindly you do not have to follow anyone. Listen to everyone, but do what your heart says. Do what you are capable of. Okay, if somebody is saying कि भाई you should become an IPS or IFS officer only, but your heart lies in IRS or being an IAS, ठीक है, to write your preference accordingly. ये नहीं कि किसी ने बोल दिया और वैसे आपको प्रेफरेंस लिखना है, ठीक है? So always reason, हमेशा क्वेश्चन करना है, why am I doing this, why am I following this principle, and only then accept it. So he came up with duty based ethics, as I told you, निष्काम कर्मा, which is known as deontological ethics. सो इन द डियोन्टोलॉजिकल एथिक्स ना ड्यूटी बेस्ड एथिक्स की बात की गई है, ठीक है, निष्काम कर्मा. नाउ डियोन मीन्स ड्यूटी एंड डियोन्टोलॉजी मीन्स स्टडी ऑफ दैट ड्यूटी. सो इमैनुअल कांट यूज्ड टू से डोंट लाई, झूठ नहीं बोलो, डोंट स्टील, चोरी मत करो, डोंट चीट, किसी को धोखा मत दो, regardless of the consequence, no matter what the result is, but you don't lie, you don't steal, you don't cheat, you do your duty and that's it. वही आपको करना है. आपको कॉन्सिक्वेंस क्या क्या असर पड़ेगा, हमारे लिए क्या होगा, दूसरों के लिए क्या होगा, ये सोचना ही नहीं है. आप अपनी तरफ से ना कुछ चुराएंगे, ना झूठ बोलेंगे और ना ही किसी को धोखा देंगे. एंड दिस इज हाउ पीसफुल लाइफ कैन बी लेड, बिकॉज ही वॉज एन इनलाइटेंड थिंकर ऑल्सो. इनलाइटेंड का मतलब पता है क्या होता है? व्हाट इज इनलाइटनमेंट? व्हेन यू गेन द रियल नॉलेज ऑफ दिस होल यूनिवर्स, राइट? सो यू आर अबव फ्रॉम ऑल द मटीरियलिज्म. नाउ चाणक्य की बात करते हैं ना. चाणक्य, हु डज नॉट नो चाणक्य? चाणक्य इज अ किंग मेकर. इन्होंने एक बच्चे को राजा बना डाला, और वो भी बिना किसी हाई फाई रिसोर्स के, जंगलों में रहकर उसको ऐसा ज्ञान दिया हर तरीके का, अस्त्रों का, शस्त्रों का, कि वो एक महान राजा बना, चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य. सो चाणक्य वाज अ इंडियन पॉलीमैथ. पॉलीमैथ वो होते हैं, पॉलीमैथ आर पीपल हु हैव नॉलेज इन एवरी फील्ड, वेदर इट्स केमिस्ट्री, साइंस, मैथ्स, कॉमर्स, आर्ट्स, कुछ भी ले लो, हर फील्ड का ज्ञाता पॉलीमैथ होता है. So he was a royal advisor, teacher, author, strategist, philosopher, economist, jurist. He wanted to create a society where people are not too engrossed in material aspects of life. वो एक ऐसा समाज बनाना चाहते थे जहां लोग मटीरियल एस्पेक्ट्स में बहुत ज्यादा घुसे नहीं हो. They prosper and they grow spiritually. They grow materially, they grow physically, emotionally, mentally, economically. हर तरीके से इंसान की ग्रोथ हो, ओवरऑल डेवलपमेंट, राइट? एंड कौटिल्य अर्थशास्त्र तो आपने पढ़ा ही है. Everything about being a king or being a citizen or being an administrative officer is written in Arthashastra. Then we have Buddha. Now Buddha is the one person knowing whom you can easily attain blissful life. अगर आप डेली बेसिस पे बुद्ध को पढ़ेंगे ना, डेली बेसिस, इफ यू रीड और नो और लिसन और हियर अबाउट बुद्धा, there will be no stress that can shake you up, because Buddha used to talk about middle path. Buddha used to say there are the 3 essentials of life. आपके जीवन में ना 3 चीजों की जरूरत है. फर्स्ट इज विजडम, प्रज्ञा, समझ जिसको हम बोलते हैं. समझ के बिना you can live a life but you will be dead mentally. Ethical conduct, Shila. Whatever life you are living, make sure your morals and principles are good. You are living an ethical life. And concentration, that is the foremost requirement of living a life. If you're not focused or concentrating at one thing, then it's hard to achieve it. Concentration, भले ही आप खा रहे हो, whether you are eating, if you're not eating with mindfully, you will end up becoming fat. अगर आप mindfully नहीं खाओगे तो मोटे हो जाओगे. If you're not thinking mindfully, then you will always be in depression, or you will always feel low and demotivated. So these are three essentials of life that you need to follow. Wisdom comes from the right view. It leads to the right intention. समझ जो है ना वो कहाँ से आती है? जब आप चीजों को देखने का तरीका आपका अच्छा है. जब आप चीजों को देखते ही नेगेटिवली हो तो समझ नहीं आ पाएगी. और जिस दिन आप चीजों को सही तरीके से देखने लगे तो आपके जो इंटेंशन है चीजों को करने के लिए वो अपने आप ठीक हो जाएंगे और इसी से आप समझदार हो जाओगे. When your view or perspective towards life is good, when you're or right, okay, I'm not talking about good or bad, right, and when it is right, then your intentions becomes right, and then your work actions becomes right, and that is how you gain wisdom. Right view and intentions are the guides to ethical conduct. We used to talk about right speech. When you think right, you speak right. When you speak right, you act rightly. When you act rightly, you live rightly. And when you live correctly, all your efforts are also correct. जब आप सोचते अच्छा हो तो बोलते भी अच्छा हो, बोलते अच्छा हो तो करते भी अच्छा हो, करते अच्छा हो तो जीवन भी अच्छा जियोगे, और जीवन अच्छा जियोगे तो उसके लिए आप सही एफर्ट्स डालोगे, गलत एफर्ट्स नहीं डालोगे. This is going to help you only, not your people around you, but you yourself. You will attain mental peace and wisdom. और अगर जिस दिन mental peace आ गई उस दिन लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम्स रहेंगी ही नहीं. whether the entire world is stumbling down around you, that peace is going to safeguard you. You have to prepare your own shield. आप कहते हैं ना कि हमें अपना शील्ड लेकर चलना है. If you're not wearing your own oxygen mask, how can you help others, right? Then Jainism also talks about these things only. Jainism basically focuses on threefold path, which are known as Tri Ratna, three jewels for attaining salvation or moksha. So what is salvation? Let's understand that. Do you think salvation means once you die your soul goes to the universe? No, that is not salvation. Salvation is your mental stability and peace. When your your mind stops chattering, जब आपका दिमाग चटर पटर करना बंद कर देता है ना, when your mind stops throwing thoughts at you, that is real moksha. अभी currently you are studying this lecture and still there are so many thoughts going on in your head. You are studying, still so many thoughts going on in your head. You watch a movie, hundreds of thoughts they get created in your head. You talk to your parents or your neighbors or your friends, again hundred of thoughts originate. So when this mind stops speaking, that is the point where you attain moksha. Okay? And how can you attain moksha? Right faith. गलत लोगों में अपनी आस्था नहीं डालनी है. Okay? Right knowledge. सही ज्ञान अटेन करना है. जब आप गलत लोगों में आस्था नहीं रखोगे तो ज्ञान भी सही मिलेगा. राइट कंडक्ट, जब ज्ञान सही मिलेगा तो आपका जीवन जीने का जो कंडक्ट है, तरीका है, वो भी सही रहेगा. when you're not putting in your faith in wrong people, obviously you will get the correct knowledge. When you will get the correct knowledge in life, you will obviously live your life correctly. Your conduct in life will be correct. That is the essence of Jainism. उसको हम Jainism बोलते हैं. Jainism, all these different sects, they have given us the ways, the ethical means towards which we can live a peaceful life. And when your life is peaceful, do you think there would be war around you? जब आपका दिमाग शांत है, आपका दिमाग बिल्कुल शांत है, तो आपको लगता है वो इंसान किसी तरीके की हरकत करके सोसाइटी को डिसरप्ट कर सकेगा? Right now, why this society is being disrupted? Because people's mind, it's not stopping, it's chattering. It chatters. At 1 second, it runs after one sense organ. Another second, it runs after another sense organ. And that is why this entire world is into war. Either materialistic war or emotional war. And when we follow these things, these sects, these learnings in life, these ethical learnings in life, that is why ethics is important. It is not important to clear this exam. It is important to be a mindful administrator so that you can stop these wars. Okay? Then comes in Jainism only, we have Panch Mahavratas. In Jainism, Mahavir used to say you have to follow these Mahavratas or oaths. Panch means 5. First is Ahimsa, non-violence. Now what do you mean by non-violence? Non-violence, it does not just mean you will not kill somebody else or beat somebody else. No. No, no. Violence is not related to physical, aspect only. Violence is also when you taunt someone. Violence is also when you mentally harass someone. Violence is also when you demotivate someone or when you fight with someone orally, verbally. That is also violence. When you make fun of someone, when you try to belittle someone, make jokes on them, that is also violence. वायलेंस सिर्फ शारीरिक नहीं होता, मानसिक भी होता है. जब आप किसी को गाली दे रहे हो, नीचा दिखाने की कोशिश कर रहे हो, मेंटली इमोशनली उसका यूज कर रहे हो, मजाक उड़ा रहे हो, किसी भी तरीके से डीमोटिवेट कर रहे हो, इगोइस्टिक बन रहे हो, वो भी वायलेंस है. सो महावीरा यूज्ड टू से अहिंसा परमो धर्मा, यू हैव टू फॉलो अहिंसा. दिस इज द फर्स्ट ओथ दैट यू हैव टू टेक. स्टॉप एनी काइंड ऑफ वायलेंस दैट यू डू. बुली करना भी वायलेंस होता है. ठीक है. सेकंड, सत्यम. प्लीज डोंट स्पीक अ लाई. सच का ही साथ दो. कुछ भी हो जाए लाइफ में, सच को ही ऊपर रखो. अस्तेयम, एब्सटिनेंस फ्रॉम स्टीलिंग. किसी का चुरा कर माल अपने पास मत रखो. Even when you are doing business or when you are an IAS officer or IPS officer, if you are stealing from public, that is going to be wrongful for your mental peace only. भले ही आप उस समय नहीं रियलाइज करो, आपके सबकॉन्शियस को पता होगा आपने कुछ गलत हरकत करी है, एंड दैट विल जनरेट अ गिल्ट फैक्टर इन योर माइंड, और वो अजीब सा गिल्ट फैक्टर आपको चैन से जीने नहीं देगा. तो अस्तेयम, डोंट स्टील फ्रॉम एनीवन. ब्रह्मचर्य, ब्रह्मचर्य डज नॉट मीन दैट यू डोंट मैरी. नो, ब्रह्मचर्य का मतलब ये नहीं होता कि शादी नहीं करनी है. ब्रह्मचर्य, दैट मीन्स वॉकिंग ऑन द पाथ ऑफ ब्रह्म. What is Brahm? Brahm is universe. It is above the sensual pleasures. तो ब्रह्मचर्य means when you are not running after your sense perceptions. आप, हमारी आंखों को कुछ अच्छा लग गया तो भाग रहे हैं उसके पीछे, हमारे लोअर ऑर्गन्स को कुछ अच्छा लग गया उसके पीछे भाग रहे हैं, हमारे जीभ को कुछ अच्छा लग गया तो वो चटोरापन कर रहे हैं, कानों को कुछ अच्छा लग गया तो एक्सेसिवली उन चीजों को सुन रहे हैं. ब्रह्मचर्य means taking your senses in control, doing what is required. Even people, householders are brahmachari. Married couple भी ब्रह्मचारी होते हैं when they put a control on their sense organs, when they procreate, but only from the perspective of progressing the generation. कि भाई वंश आगे बढ़ाना है तो उतना ही, जितना वंश आगे बढ़ाने के लिए जरूरी है उतना ही प्रोक्रिएशन करेंगे और उतना ही इन चीजों में इन्वॉल्व होंगे. इसको भी ब्रह्मचारी बनना कहते हैं. इवन अ हाउस होल्डर कैन बिकम अ ब्रह्मचारी, बिकॉज व्हेन यू आर एक्सेसिवली रनिंग आफ्टर योर सेंसुअल प्लेजर्स ना, यू विल एंड अप गेटिंग डिप्रेस्ड. जब हम अपने सेंस प्लेजर्स के पीछे बहुत भागने लगते हैं ना, अल्टीमेटली हम डिप्रेस्ड हो जाते हैं, बिकॉज आवर डिजायर्स विल नेवर गेट फुलफिल्ड. कोई भी इंसान ऐसा इस दुनिया में नहीं बना जिसकी सारी इच्छाएं पूरी हो गई हो, बिकॉज डिजायर्स दे आर एंडलेस, दे जनरेट फ्रॉम दीज सेंसेस ओनली. व्हेन दे आर इन योर कंट्रोल देयर विल बी नो डिजायर्स और वेरी बेयर मिनिमम डिजायर्स. एक बार वो बेयर मिनिमम डिजायर्स पूरी हो जाती हैं, बस फिर तो कुछ चाहिए ही नहीं. यू विल लिव अ मेंटली पीसफुल लाइफ. एंड अपरिग्रह, अपरिग्रह मीन्स एक्यूमुलेटिंग ग्रीडीली. कुछ लोग होते हैं ना, मैं सोना भी ले लूं, मैं ये घर भी ले लूं, वो चीज भी ले लूं, प्रॉपर्टी भी ले लूं, अंधाधुंध चीजें एक्यूमुलेट कर रहे हैं. ये भी खरीद लूं, वो भी खरीद लूं, मतलब जो मार्केट में नया आ रहा है मेरे पास ये होना चाहिए. राइट, ये मेंटालिटी आपको बहुत ज्यादा अंदर से अग्रेसिव बनाती है. दिस मेंटालिटी ऑफ एक्यूमुलेटिंग ग्रीडीली एंड माइंडलेसली, इट मेक्स यू अग्रेसिव, it makes you greedy, you are never satisfied. That is why Mahavira used to say follow aparigraha, do not amass wealth greedily. उतना ही कलेक्ट करो जितना एक कंफर्टेबल लाइफ जीने के लिए, एक इज्जतदार लाइफ जीने के लिए जरूरी है. उससे ज्यादा का मोह करोगे तो हमेशा दुखी रहोगे. नो मैटर कितना भी करोड़ों कमा लो, खुश नहीं रह पाओगे. ठीक है, that is why aparigraha, and these are part of your ethics. Why? Because as an administrator, if you are following these, you will always do your duty. You will not be greedy, corrupt. Corruption अपने आप ही खत्म हो जाएगा जब आप follow ही इन principles को करोगे. Do you think corruption can stay alive in a society where administrators are following these principles? Obviously no, right? You have to preach them yourself and to your friends. आज ये लेक्चर पढ़ने के बाद ये नहीं कि बस कॉपी में लिखा रट्टा और खत्म हो गया. Don't think that after you complete this lecture you will make notes and learn them and give your exam and pass and that's it. No.
ट्राई टू प्रीच दिस इन योर लाइफ, अप्लाई दिस इन योर लाइफ टिल यू डाई। जब तक मरोगे नहीं तब तक इस चीज, इन प्रिंसिपल्स को अपनी लाइफ में फॉलो करना है। देन वी हैव आदि शंकराचार्य। आदि शंकराचार्य वाज अ वंडरफुल पर्सनालिटी, अद्वैत वेदांता के फॉलोअर थे। He basically talked about unification of soul with supreme soul. So he used to say कि देखो हमारी आत्मा होती है, that is soul. We all know soul is present. हम deny ही नहीं कर सकते कि आत्मा नहीं है, because this body, this also leaves us. मतलब जिनके legs नहीं है, ठीक है, वो भी बोल पा रहे हैं, जिनका mouth नहीं है वो भी express कर पा रहे हैं अपने आप को, that means we are not this body. ठीक है, ऐसा है ना, if we say that we are this body, right, हम बोले कि हम ये शरीर है, तो जिनके हाथ पैर नहीं होते वो क्या बोलेंगे, जिनका मुंह ही नहीं होता वो कैसे बोलेंगे कि मैं ये शरीर हूं, राइट। तो दैट मीन्स देयर इज समथिंग व्हिच इज बियॉन्ड दिस बॉडी, कुछ है जो स्पार्क की तरह इस बॉडी को चला रहा है, दिस इज जस्ट अ वेसल, देयर इज समथिंग व्हिच इज ऑपरेटिंग दिस बॉडी, एंड there is a need to unify this soul which is operating this body with the supreme soul, that is निर्गुण ब्रह्मन, जिसका कोई शरीर नहीं है, that is the universe. We are a part of that universe. पंचभूत से बने हैं ना हम उसी universe का part हैं. So basically Adi Shankaracharya also talked about certain principles which can help us to get over all the mental stress that we are carrying. घर में जो लड़ाई झगड़े होते हैं ना, उनसे ऊपर आप उठ सकते हो अगर आप ये समझ जाओ कि आप ये बॉडी हो ही नहीं। जिस दिन आप ये समझ गए कि शरीर ही नहीं हूं मैं, ये शरीर मुझे दिया गया है, हाथ है पैर है, बट मैं हाथ भी नहीं हूं, मैं पैर भी नहीं हूं। अगर मैं पैर होता तो वो लोग क्या है जिनके हाथ पैर नहीं होते, अगर मैं मुंह होता तो वो लोग कौन है जिनका मुंह ही नहीं होता, जो बोल ही नहीं सकते। अगर मैं ये कान हूं तो वो लोग कौन है जिनके कान ही नहीं होते, जो सुन ही नहीं सकते, राइट। तो यानी कि मैं ये बॉडी तो हुई नहीं, ये बॉडी के ऑर्गन्स तो मैं हुई नहीं। आई एम नॉट माई लिवर, आई एम नॉट माई किडनी, दिस इज गिवन टू मी, सो हु एम आई, दिस मी। ये क्वेश्चन मार्क जब आ जाएगा तो लड़ाई झगड़ों से हम ऊपर हो जाएंगे। ऑब्वियसली वी विल नॉट फाइट बिकॉज देन नो ईगो विल रिमेन, राइट। पॉइंट क्लियर? So this is the fundamental principle given by Adi Shankaracharya, and see, people are not following it. Why? That is why in society there are so many crimes. Society में इतने crimes हो रहे हैं क्योंकि लोगों को पता ही नहीं है इन principles के बारे में. So that is why your role is important as an IPS officer, as an IAS officer, IRS officer or IFS officer, as an administrator. If you are aware of these things, if you follow these things in your life, you are not just reading them, you are applying them. You can teach people. You can transform lives. आप कितनी लाइफ चेंज कर दोगे। एज एन IPS ऑफिसर यू आर पोस्टेड, यू आर गिवन अ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ अ जेल। फॉर एग्जाम्पल डॉक्टर किरण बेदी थी, उनको तिहाड़ जेल की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी मिली थी। शी ट्रांसफॉर्म्ड लाइव्स देयर, डू यू नो दैट। उनको तो उनके मेल सुपीरियर्स ने ना नीचा दिखाने के लिए कि औरत IPS बनने के लायक नहीं है, तिहाड़ जेल भेज दिया था, उनकी प्रमोशन रोक दी थी, उनको परेशान करने के लिए जेल का उनको हेड बना दिया था। बट वहां जाकर भी उन्होंने क्रिमिनल्स के माइंडसेट चेंज कर दिए। वंस द क्रिमिनल्स केम आउट, दे वर रिलीज्ड, दिस grabbed jobs, respectful jobs in society, they were transformed. This is the power of a IAS or IPS officer who knows these values. जो इन values को समझता है, उसकी ये पावर हो जाती है कि उसको किसी भी सिचुएशन में डाल दो, वो वहां भी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन ले आता है। ओके, then we have Thiruvalluvar, Tamil poet and philosopher. He wrote Thirukural, collection of couplets on ethics, political thought. Same इनका भी यही mindset था, just like Adi Shankaracharya. And Swami Vivekananda को तो कौन नहीं जानता, everybody knows about him. He brought such a big change when he said all my brothers and sisters. मतलब उससे पहले किसी ने भाई और बहन किसी को संबोधित नहीं किया था। Swami Vivekananda was one of the most celebrated spiritual leader, prolific thinker, passionate patriot, great orator, and he wrote books on Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga means knowledge, Bhakti Yoga, devotion, Karma Yoga, duty, Raj Yoga, rule. तो ये सारे जो योग हैं कि हाउ टू गिव योर 100% इन योर ड्यूटी, कैसे डिवोशनल हो तो डिवोशन में कैसे देना है। डिवोशन डज नॉट मीन जस्ट डिवोटेड टू गॉड, devotion means devoted to your job also, devoted to your parents, devoted to your duty. Knowledge, with the correct knowledge only you can develop karma yoga or bhakti yoga. Rabindranath Tagore, again believer in peace and unity, वेदांता फिलोसफी ये भी फॉलो करते थे, सेम लाइक आदि शंकराचार्य, राइट, जो मैंने अभी अभी आपको समझाया। एंड देन कम्स द लास्ट, महात्मा गांधी। महात्मा गांधी के तो क्या ही कहने, The Gandhian ethics that he gave us, we still follow it, and if we still follow it 100% in its purity, we can change this entire world. But purity में कोई follow ही नहीं करता. So he gave major principles. Principle number 1 was ends and means. देखो आपको क्या करना है, सस्टेन करना है ना खुद को. ये सिविल सर्विसेज करने के पीछे मेन पर्पस तो यही है कि भाई अपने लाइफ को सस्टेन करें, राइट. द मेन पर्पस ऑफ डूइंग एनी जॉब इन लाइफ इज टू सस्टेन योरसेल्फ एंड योर फैमिली. दिस इज योर एंड. ये आपका एंड है. व्हाट इज द मीन्स? टू गिव दिस एग्जाम एंड टू प्रिपेयर फॉर दिस एग्जाम. इस एग्जाम की तैयारी करना वो तरीका है जिससे आप इस एंड को अचीव कर सकते हो. इफ योर मीन्स आर प्योर देन योर एंड विल बी अचीवेबल. अगर जो तरीका आप अपना रहे हो ना अपना गोल अचीव करने के लिए वो प्योर है, वो करेक्ट है, राइट है, तो आपको आपका गोल जरूर मिलेगा. पर जो तरीका आप अपना रहे हो उसके पीछे का इंटेंशन है कि मुझे घर मिल जाए, बंगला मिल जाए, गाड़ी मिल जाए, फेम नेम सब मिल जाए, यहाँ मेरी वीडियो बने, वहां मेरी फोटो आए, इतना पैसा आ जाए, तो फिर ये गोल कभी नहीं मिल सकता. और मिल भी गया तो इसमें आप कुछ ज्यादा अच्छा कर नहीं पाओगे. दैट इज वाई गांधी जी यूज्ड टू से कीप गुड इंटेंशंस. व्हेन यू आर ऑन द रॉन्ग पाथ यू कैन नॉट टेक द राइट डायरेक्शन. जब आप गलत रास्ते पे ही चल गए हो तो आपको सही डायरेक्शन तो मिल ही नहीं सकता, राइट. सो योर एंड्स एंड मीन्स शुड बी प्योर. सत्याग्रह, continuous realization of truth. It includes self-sacrifice. Sacrifice your own greed. अपने greed को sacrifice करना सीखो, तभी आप दूसरों के लिए कुछ कर पाओगे. And this position that you are studying for civil services, it is not for yourself. It is ultimately for people. आपके लिए थोड़ी है ये. आपको थोड़ी कुछ मिलने वाला. आप तो 24/7 फील्ड में काम करोगे. जो भी घर बंगला मिलेगा उसको एंजॉय भी कितना कर पाओगे, राइट. मेन आप लोगों के लिए काम कर रहे होगे. So you have to sacrifice your greed, peace and non-violence. That is how you can walk on the path of truth. Now next is trusteeship. Trusteeship means when you are wealthy, you take the responsibility of donating and helping those who are less well off than you. Okay? Trusteeship में गांधी जी कहते थे कि जितने भी अमीर लोग हैं या वेल्दी लोग हैं सोसाइटी के, उन्हें एक कलेक्टिव कम्युनिटी बनानी चाहिए टू हेल्प दोज हु आर नॉट वेल ऑफ. So that way you share, you do not extra overly accumulate things. And when you share, you grow. जब आप share करते हो तो आप grow ही करते हो automatically. The more you share, the more you grow. For example, I am sharing my experiences and knowledge with you. I am growing myself. I am knowing myself. तो जब आप share करते हो, आप खुद को better तरीके से जान पाते हो. When you are sharing your wealth, you will understand the importance of wealth for the other person also. So you will not take your money for granted. Okay? And then we have D, concept of 7 sins. Gandhi ji used to focus on this concept. There are 7 kind of sins. पाप जो होते हैं ना 7 तरीके के हैं. First, wealth without work. बिना काम के धन अर्जित करना पाप है. You are not working and you are accumulating money through all other means. That is not good. ये तो सबसे बड़ा पाप है. When you earn with your own efforts. Second is pleasure without conscience. Pleasure can come from eating also, from sleeping also, from watching things, from watching anything, right? Now you are getting my hint also, right? From speaking unnecessarily. You can attain pleasure. You can attain pleasure even from gossiping mindlessly. So now pleasure without conscience is a sin. जब आप बिना wisdom के, बिना अपने आत्मचिंतन के, बिना कुछ सोचे समझे चीजें कर रहे हो, चाहे खा रहे हो, सो रहे हो, किसी के साथ मेट कर रहे हो या गॉसिप कर रहे हो, बुराई भलाई कर रहे हो, बिना सोच समझ के, बिना अपनी आत्मा को ध्यान में रखे आप ये हरकतें करते हो, प्लेजर्स करते हो, वो भी सिन है. आई हैव सीन मेनी ऑफ माय ओन फ्रेंड्स ड्रिंकिंग. व्हाई? बिकॉज दे फाइंड इट रिलीविंग. I've seen my friends smoking. Why? Because they get a kind of high. In the past I had these kind of friends, now I don't, right? So I had friends, I had to leave them. Why? Because they were attaining pleasure without conscience. But they were good people, but then because of the stress of life they could not handle it mentally, they could not handle it with wisdom, so they resorted to alcohol, smoke, hookah, this and that, all kind of stuff. So that is wrong, that is a sin. You know that's wrong, but still you are trying to escape without keeping in mind your conscience, because later on these things, these unmindful or mindless pleasures are going to hurt you in the long term. bodily also, mentally also. Knowledge without character, ज्ञान है बट खुद का कैरेक्टर नहीं है. You know what is right and what is wrong, but still you do what the opposite of what you preach. That is also a sin. जब आप बोलते कुछ हो करते कुछ हो वो भी sin है. बात कर रहे हो कि सब हम एक हैं, हम सब यूनिवर्स का हिस्सा हैं, बट ट्रीट लोगों को गलत तरीके से कर रहे हो. जब मन चाहे उनको कुछ भी बोल देते हो. तो वो क्या है? नॉलेज है बट विदाउट कैरेक्टर. कॉमर्स विदाउट मोरालिटी, कॉमर्स की पूरी नॉलेज है, मॉरल वैल्यूज नहीं है, फ्रॉड करते हो, चीट करते हो लोगों को, दैट इज ऑल्सो सिन. साइंस विदाउट ह्यूमैनिटी, you see there are so many mice and rats which are exploited, monkeys which are exploited in the experiments. So they are not keeping in mind that these mice and rat and monkeys, they also have a soul, they feel the pain. So science without humanity is also sin. Religion without sacrifice. What is sacrifice? Sacrifice does not mean killing off the head of any animal. No. Sacrifice means sacrificing your own vices. अपना गॉसिप करना, झूठ बोलना, पाप करना, किसी भी तरीके का गलत बिहेव करना, लोगों के साथ दुर्व्यवहार करना, ये सब छोड़ नहीं रहे हो और बड़ा धार्मिक दिखा रहे हो खुद को, वो भी पाप है. When you don't stop speaking the lie, when you don't stop cheating people, hurting people, abusing or demotivating people or suppressing people, and you are calling yourself religious, that is also a sin. Politics without principle. Politics is not a bad word. People associate politics with badness. Politics is very good. Politics means it's a process when you try to help and uplift the society as a whole, the nation as a whole. But when you indulge in this process without any principle, you are doing it just for your own pleasure, your own family, that is also a sin. Then he talked about Sarvodaya. Sarvodaya means universal upliftment of all. This question came in PYQ prelims. What is Sarvodaya? सबको उठाना अपने साथ. You are not growing yourself, but you are growing everyone else with you. सर्वोदय, अपना भला नहीं, सबका भला देखना, सबका हित देखना. Dignity of labor. Used to say everyone is equal. एक कंस्ट्रक्टर वर्कर भी उतना ही सम्माननीय है जितना आप हो, जितने आपके पेरेंट्स हैं. So basically in this 6 days का crash course we studied that we all humans are social animals because we seek cause and effect relationship. Why this happened? Where and how did this happen? This happened, but what was the reason behind it? So we are seeking something, whether in people or in the universe or in any god or in any scripture. We are just seeking. Even in jobs we are seeking. And we are seeking what? We are seeking a reason. Why? This is the question that all of us have in our mind. क्यों? हम और कैसे? Why and how? This is the question that we have in our mind. Some are seeking through scriptures, some are seeking through exams, some are seeking through parental appreciation and validation, some are seeking through relationships, but we are seeking this why and how. And civil service is basically what is required to become an excellent civil servant, what is required to, basically clear this exam. Ethical thinking, aptitude, values and right attitude. These are the qualities that are required for you to clear this exam and to be a very wonderful civil servant. Okay? So I hope this lecture was clear. We have summarized ethics all together. हमने मॉरल थिंकर्स फिलोसोफर्स की मदद से एथिक्स को पूरी तरीके से समराइज कर लिया है आज के लेक्चर में. So the homework to those who have enrolled in this lecture will be given tomorrow, that is on 21st of October 2022 10 AM. कल सुबह 10 बजे आपको इसका होमवर्क मिलेगा. Tonight, please go through the lecture and assimilate what you have studied.